Jim Morrison is the poster child for 60s, 60s rocker musician.
Born in Melbourne, Florida on December 8, 1943, Jim Morrison was a free-thinking poet who graduated from UCLA Film School before forming The Doors with keyboardist Ray Manzarek.
Jim Morrison came up with the name The Doors because he said that there's the unknown and there's the known, and in between you have doors. He said a lot of very brilliant things, but when you're a genius, you tend to come up with crazy stuff.
The Doors' self-titled debut album featured the singles Break On Through to the Other Side and Light My Fire, which spent 3 weeks at #1 and brought fans flocking.
Jim Morrison is one of rock music's kind of darker heroes. And when the Doors started having some mainstream success, you could tell it made him uncomfortable. Whenever the Doors became a stabilized FM entity, he sought to shake things up, and you can see it in the lyrics.
Morrison cemented his rock rebel status in 1967 after agreeing on The Ed Sullivan Show to change the lyrics to Light My Fire, but later sang the censored lyrics when cameras rolled.
Jim Morrison was dangerous. He could look dangerous. He could sound dangerous. And, danger's part of rock and roll.
During their run, the Doors had several chart-topping hits that later became classics, such as Love Me Two Times, Touch Me, Love Her Madly, and People Are Strange.
The real sound of the Doors was fantastic musicians who had huge jazz influences, and Jim Morrison was a poet and a performer in a way that no one had really seen before.
Plagued by drugs and depression, Morrison was known for his violent temper and sexual charisma. But his undeniable talent helped sell more than 100 million albums worldwide and made The Doors the first American band to earn 8 consecutive gold LPs.
I think for Jim Morrison, creativity and destruction almost went together. That in order to create something, something had to be destroyed. And ultimately, I think it led to him leaving the band. And then at the end, he kind of incinerated and went to France and died soon after.
On July 3, 1971, Morrison died of heart failure in the bathtub of his apartment and was later buried in Paris, where his grave is one of the city's top tourist destinations. In 1991, actor Val Kilmer immortalized Morrison in the film The Doors.
I think people still love Jim Morrison because there was something really honest and visceral about him, and the way he captured a generation is just a constant fascination.